Se ve bien.
Okay. Political realism is the dominant theory on international relations. Believe that international systems is ruled by anarchy, and that not other country could help or can ensure the state's survival. Conflict is inevitable. Liberalism is the idea which states the priority in cooperation, and believe that there are many opportunities in the international systems, in the cooperative system as well, as the absolute and that the absolute gain can be obtained by the cooperation and interdependence. Territorial conflict. Territorial conflict is a dispute between two nations that claim property of certain area. Like we have seen in Mexico, like the United States taking out our land, or like Crimea in 2014, the dispute between Russia and Ukraine.
There are different types of ethnic groups in all the world. An ethnic group is a social group that shares a common and distinctive culture religion. There also exist ethnic conflicts. An ethnic conflict is a conflict between two or more ethnic groups. These ethnic conflicts are not good because they represent a huge amount of problems that affect the population.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about economic conflict. An economic conflict is the dispute over the control of resources. They can be natural resources or synthetic resources like water, oil, gas, and trading. Agents involved in the dispute, that are the countries, should decide and make their movements carefully between the production of resources and the production of guns. These tools will let the countries that are involved to have the opportunity of appropriating the resources of the other country. For example, in 1991, the famous Gulf War was developed in Kuwait. The Iraqi army invaded the state of Kuwait, which is a country located in the west, in the Middle West, because they wanted to take over their oil resources. The president of the US, George Bush, assisted Kuwait by international troops operation against Iraq's army. Kuwait and Saudi Arabia paid around $32 billion of the $60 billion cost of the leading contributors, which were US, UK, and Egypt. This is a clear example of an economic conflict.
Now I'm going to talk about nationalism. Nationalism is a feeling that people have of being loyal to their country. Often they believe that their country is better than other countries. Another definition of nationalism can be a desire by a large group of people to form a separate and independent nation of their own. For example, the Battle of New Orleans, in which Americans united at the conclusion to have the American Revolution.
A religious conflict is a conflict primarily based on a dispute between two or more religious groups or one religious group and dissidents. An example of this is in Central African Republic and has been going on since 2012 to the present day. Conflicts between Christians and Muslims are playing out in a number of African countries, but perhaps has the violence been so brutal and the politics so unfair as in this country of nearly 5 million people.